This past June 5th, Apple announced what is likely to be their biggest thing since the iPhone, the Vision Plus. And the presentation was phenomenal. They showed off a bunch of cool technology, and what I thought was most important was this was Apple's message. The message that they were going to take AR and VR technology in a different direction. Everything up to this point has mostly been about video games. The Valve Index was about gaming, and Meta's Quest has always seemed to have a focus on gaming. But Apple has said we are moving towards augmented reality, much like the future imagined by popular sci-fi films like Blade Runner. So if the headset's cool and it's impressive technology and AR and VR are in fact the future, why would I make my video title "The Vision Pro is Destined to Disappoint"? And ultimately, it comes down to the fact that it is just a VR headset. And although the technology is really cool, it has not really caught on like one would expect. Just ask our friend Mark. Now, that doesn't mean awesome things weren't done. A good example of a really cool thing done with VR is the creation of the video game Half-Life Alyx by Valve. They really embrace the power of VR within this game and showcase the capabilities really well. Now the problem is, most games don't end up like this. A lot of VR games are just rehashed titles or poorly done ports to VR in a weird kind of forced manner. It seems like it's just a gimmick, and some titles have a VR version of their game just so that they could say they have a VR version of their game and not really embrace the powerful technology that VR offers. But of course, Apple's Vision Pro is not about gaming. It is about spatial computing by using cameras and sensors to blend digital content within the physical space that you occupy. Apple's focus is on solving a problem. It is not entertainment like the Quest, like the Valve Index. They want to help you be more productive. They want you to have a suite of apps that you can use really easily in your digital workspace. So while Mark is playing Beat Saber,
I love Beat Saber.
Apple is focused on creating the most ambitious VR project yet, and the most costly. The Apple Vision Pro far exceeds the price of the VR headsets currently on the market. The Valve Index, which is considered to be the best possible VR to buy, is only $1,000 in comparison. It kind of reminds me of a guitar. Now, in order to play guitar, it requires some sacrifice, you know? You're gonna have to be willing to spend some money to get a good guitar. You're gonna have to be willing to invest time to learn how to play the guitar, and you're gonna have to be willing to put up with the discomfort of playing a guitar. That is similar to VR headsets. They ask a lot of the consumer. Is the Apple headset gonna solve all your problems and make it worth going through the discomfort of setting up a VR headset, having it on your head, and all the other issues like the 2-hour battery life? Is it gonna make you willing to put up with that? Or will it simply collect dust? Let's not forget this is a first-gen tech product, and first-gen tech products often have growing pains. Remember, the original iPhone lacked 3G. The first iPad lacked a camera. The Vision Pro is likely to follow suit. We already know it has a limited battery life with just 2 hours unplugged. There's also the common issue of motion sickness. Many people get that when going into VR experiences. This is going to be a concern. Will there actually be real-world practicality? Will it be suitable for everyday use? Or is it really niche and maybe it's a cool idea on paper, but no one's going to want to have a protruding, heavy headset sitting on their face? Now, I've seen many comparisons towards the original iPhone announcement, and I want to say that I believe that they're nothing alike. The iPhone wasn't a first-gen product in the same sense. You know, we already had phones. We already had smartphones, and we already knew that they were really useful. We don't know if VR headsets are truly useful. The problems that are associated with VR headsets weren't associated with the iPhone. It didn't ship with a lot of problems. Yeah, the tech was new and there was a lot of exploration to be done, but it was already better than the previous system. That's the challenge VR headsets have that is unique to them. There just isn't a clear problem that they solve. We have promises that it'll be more productive, that it'll work within your workspace, and you'll be able to access important apps and technologies faster, and it's all just promises. Now, the other point I want to make is that this is the first version. We know that Apple is more than likely going to come out with another version the year after, should this one be a success. So it just makes sense to hold off. There's only really two parties that I think will extract value from purchasing this first line of the product. One would be if you're a developer and you want to be on the cutting edge of technology. You want to be on the forefront of developing apps for the App Store that will be part of the Vision Pro's ecosystem. Then it makes sense to buy this product right away, to get started right away. Or maybe you're just a fan that wants to support the future and you're okay with the idea that, hey, I'll buy this $3,500 headset, I have the money to spare, and although it's a novel experience and I might not use it, it's supporting the idea, it's supporting the future, what Apple's vision is. Which in that case, I think it's also worth it, and it actually might be the camp that I fall into. Anyways, I would love to hear your guys' opinions on the new headset, whether you'll be purchasing it or not, whether you think it's worth it or not, or any other thoughts. So leave that down in the comments below, and if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And just before you go, I want to tell you about futuresolutions.io. It is a powerful website that I created where I curate hundreds of AI tools across the internet, all with individual reviews to gain additional insights like overviews, key features, pros and cons, pricing. I also have it hooked up to my YouTube channel so you can see all my latest videos on everything to do with AI or modern tech news. I also have a blog where I write articles on how to do things or comparing different AI tools. I recommend you go check it out. Other than that, take care.